Have you ever wondered if you can increase your daily income in Supermarket Simulator by overpricing the items you sell by a specific amount? Well, me too. So I spent 24 in-game days to test a few different pricing strategies in search of the most profitable one. When I made my beginner tips video, I mentioned that you can price the items 20 to 30 cents higher than the market price without many complaints from the customers. That's strategy number one. Number two, I found in one of the comments under the video. The viewer suggested pricing more expensive items $1 to $2 over the market price. The final option was to simply match the market price for each item. I needed to save over 20k to remove this eyesore from my store, making it the perfect time for extensive testing, which happened between days 107 and 130. Since I already knew that pricing all items 30 cents over the market price is fine, I wanted to jump in and test what's going to happen if I overprice the more expensive items by a bigger margin, specifically those costing more than $10, starting with $1 and moving to $4. I wanted to find balance between the income and the number of products that were found to be expensive. After the first 5 tests, it's clear that for cheaper items the sweet spot seems to be 20 cents for products under $5 and 30 cents for those between 5 and 10. However, with the more expensive items, a $3 increase resulted in a significant spike in the too expensive column, with a minimal income increase compared to $2. A $4 increase led to a sharp decline in income and a notable increase in the too expensive column. Test 6 served as a baseline, matching the market price for each item. The results were quite disappointing, with only a $110 difference compared to the most successful third test. For test 7 and 8, I wanted to see if I could push the price of the cheaper items further, especially those between $5 and $10, and as you can see, the end result was pretty bad, having low income and very few satisfied customers. At this point, I wanted to test the income numbers for 2 to 3 days in a row while using the best formula so far, which is 20 cents under 5, 30 cents between 5 and 10, and $2 over 10. After the first new test, I realized how varying the RNG can be in this game, so at that point it was clear that if I wanted to have accurate results, I have no other option but to go to at least 6 days of testing with each strategy. The first one being 20 cents, 30 cents and $2, which resulted in $4,095 average income with a decent number of satisfied customers. The second one was to just match the market price, which resulted in $4,024. At this point I was quite disappointed since I already had spent 20 in-game days testing this, and the result was that it doesn't really matter if you match the market price or if you overprice them a bit. The higher price was compensated by the reduced sales and vice versa. As a last resort, I decided to another 6 days, this time with a market price for all items under $10 and overpricing all items over $10 by $1. Unfortunately, on my 13 game days of testing this strategy, the game decided that it's going to give me 20 more customers than usual, which made further tests pointless. The funny thing is that I was in the middle of level 49, so I guess the game does not increase the flow of customers when you reach a new level, but follows a different set of rules. Let me know in the comments if you have suggestions for other pricing strategies that worked in your case in increasing your income, and I will do further testing. But so far, after all of those 24 in-game days, I will stick to the final strategy, keeping cheaper items at the market price for my convenience when changing prices, and upping by $1 only the expensive items. After playing Supermarket Simulator for more than 60 hours, it was finally time to summarize every tip and trick I learned so far. Enjoy! Once you are at a higher level, you will spend a lot of your time in the storage area of the shop. You will be ordering products and stocking the racks, while the employees will be placing those products on the shelves. At that point, it's not a bad idea to move the PC from the store to the storage section. That way, you will be able to track with ease what you need to stock just by looking at the racks, ordering from the PC, and then going and getting the items from the outside, which is a lot faster than going back and forth between the shop, the storage, and the outside. With the next 4 tips, I will teach you how to handle the boxes and the items in the store. You can just hold the left mouse button to place the items on the shelves. It's a simple tip, but I think a lot of people would miss that in the beginning. You can close any box by pressing C. This applies to both boxes filled with products and those with furniture. The plus of doing that is that you can see if there are any items left in the box or not. If there is no sticker on the top after you close it, then the box is empty. This could be useful when you are stocking a shelf and after filling it up, you're not sure if there are more items left in the box. So press C instead of throwing the box on the ground to check. If you place an item on the wrong shelf, you can remove it quite easily. You just need to find a box that's the same size as the box that the item came from. You can go to the shelf and right click to put the item back in the box. As long as the box is the same size, it's not full and doesn't have a different item inside. If you find the tips so far useful, feel free to drop the video a like and subscribe for my future PC gaming reviews and tips and tricks videos. This really helps with the algorithm. The next 3 tips are connected to the expansion and management of the store. The bills are paid automatically, so there is no need to waste time every day by paying them manually. Don't touch the loans, you don't really need them, and the interest rates are just way too high. Taking 5k and returning more than 8 is just a lot. And if you get a loan for a shorter period, which does reduce the interest amount, you have to spend most of your daily profit to pay for it. Always buy 3 store expansions at once. That way the store size will increase evenly. If you buy them one by one, usually some space will be left unused until you buy the next expansion. Tips 9 to 11 are all about the checkout counter. You can press E to close and open the counter, which is quite useful when you want to grind more manual checkouts. You can just close all other counters so that customers come only to you. It's also useful if you have one more counter that you can use when there is a long queue forming in the store. Speaking about queues, so far there is no in-game mechanic that punishes you if your customers are waiting. That could change at some point. When people are paying with debit card, you can use the numpad to enter the numbers. This wasn't the case when the game was originally released. With 6 more tips left, I want to say that if after watching the video you have any questions or you want to share any tips and tricks you found while playing the game, feel free to leave a comment. I would advise you to be careful when buying licenses, since once you buy a specific license, if you don't start stocking those items right away, customers will complain, which means loss of sales. So before buying a new license, be sure you have enough space in the shop and on the racks if you have unlocked the storage. Obviously never buy more than 1 license at a time. In regards to what's the best pricing strategy that would help you make more money in the game, I have a full video about that topic in which I spent 24 in-game days testing different strategies. The first link in the description will lead you to it. However, the strategy I went with myself and the one I recommend the most is to just keep all items under $10 at the market price, while overpricing all items over $10 by $1 over the market price. With this strategy, you have only a few customers complaining about that items are too expensive, while making more money compared to just matching the market price for all items. This is more of a cheat or exploit than a tip, but it's quite useful. You don't need to fill up your storage with 20 racks all the time to unlock the 4th restocker. You can just buy them, place them in the storage, and after hiring the restocker, Just pack them and place them somewhere so they're not in the way. The restocker your work is normal, even though on the PC it will show that you are missing a few racks to unlock it. If you want to never run out of stock during the day, structure your store in such a way that you have only 2 products per shelf. That will be 1 column per item. As for the storage area, it really depends on how many items are in the box. For example, with the toilet paper we have only 4 packs per box, hence why I have 8 boxes in the storage, while for other items where we have 20 or 30 in a box, you will need a lot less space in the storage for that. From my experience, I try to have at least 20 to 30 pieces from each item in the storage. As you buy more licenses and can sell more products, the chances that an individual product will be sold out will decrease, but it's still good to have a nice buffer. To unlock the final 4th cashier, you need to rank up quite a number of manual checkouts. So here are my suggestions for a relatively easy and pleasant way to do it. Have 3 checkouts always occupied by the employees and 1 checkout that will stay empty and be closed for parts of the day. After opening the store each day, close the 3 checkouts occupied by the employees and open the 4th one, on which you work. There aren't that many customers early in the morning up to late afternoon, so you should be able to deal with them without long queues forming. Do that until 3 o'clock, then close your checkout and open the other 3. At that point you can go to the storage and start ordering and filling the empty spots. Do that until 9 and then go back to the 4th checkout to help the other employees. After no more customers are left, you can finish the day. And as a final tip, employees who work at the checkout and the restockers who stock the shelves will always work slower compared to what you can do as a player. So no matter how high level you are, if you want the in-game days to finish faster, you will have to help them out. This video will be split in 2 parts. First I'll show you step by step how to download and install mods in Supermarket Simulator, and then I'll give you a couple of tips. Don't worry if you have never installed mods before, it's pretty simple stuff. First you need to go to Nexus Mods and make an account, which you will need so you can download mods from this site. After that you need to download this mod by clicking manual and then clicking slow download from the next page. This mod won't change anything in your game, but instead will allow you to install pretty much every other mod available by just unpacking the mods and placing them in a specific directory. After downloading the archive, unrar it and then copy or cut all the files. Go to your Steam library, then Steam Apps, Common, and find the folder named Supermarket Simulator, then paste the files you copied. I already did that, so in the screenshot I have more files than what you will see after first opening the folder. At this point, any mod you download in the future will have to be extracted in either of those 2 folders. You have to check the descriptions of the mods you install, because there you will find some mod specific tips, including in which of the 2 folders to extract the mod. This video is going to be one of 3 videos I will make this and the next week about mods in Supermarket Simulator. The second video will cover the best mods released so far that I not only tested, but decided to use in my own playthrough. Those mods fix some of the more tedious stuff in the game without making the game flow so easy that it feels like cheating. The third video will be for mods and cheats that a lot of people will love but are not my cup of tea. Now for the tips I promised in the beginning of the video. Don't install too many mods, especially those that have similar capabilities, since this can lead to conflict between them and bugs in the game. Keep in mind that this is an early access game, and when the game has new updates, some mods are likely to not function properly until the mod creators update them. So the fewer mods you have, the less troubleshooting you have to do in the future. Always read the descriptions of each mod and check the posts and the bug section to see if there is a possible conflict with other mods or bugs in the current version of the mod in question. I checked all the released mods so far, and after a lot of testing I picked up 10 that meets 3 important requirements. The mods have to be so useful that I decided to use them in my own playthrough, there should be no conflict between them, and the mods should be in fact mods and not cheats. In other words, they should be improving the gaming experience by fixing the most tedious things about the game without making the game too easy. Since, at least in my experience, the moment cheats come into play, I usually lose interest in the set game. Don't install too many mods, especially those that have similar capabilities, since this can lead to conflict between them and bugs in the game. Keep in mind that this is an early access game, and when there are new updates, some mods are likely to not function properly until the mod creator updates them. So the fewer mods you have, the less troubleshooting you have to do in the future. If you don't know how to install mods, you can check out the video linked in the description. My plan is to make one video a month covering all cool mods released in the previous month, so feel free to subscribe for that. This month I'll make another extra video which will be out next week and will probably feature around 40 mods and cheats. Pretty much those that I personally didn't like enough to use, but I'm sure that some of you who want to go all in on modding the game and want to even try some cheats will love them. One of the drawbacks of this game is the lack of options in the settings menu, including control over the key bindings. So far the game has forced us to hold shift to run, since there is no toggle option. Mod number 10 is called Jog Tog and allows you to have a toggle button to sprint, so you don't have to hold shift all the time. The default button for toggling running mode is Z, and you can still use shift to run if you want to. After testing it for a few in-game days, I am pretty comfortable being in this run mode all the time, and it makes a big difference when stocking the storage. If you don't like the 10 item purchasing limit and you hate when you go out and all the boxes are scattered, then the next mod is for you. Delivery Organizer sorts all boxes by their size, which results in one tower for each size type. It also removes the 10 item limit, so you can order everything you need in one go. This mod, combined with 3 other that I will mention later in the video, changes the gameplay flow quite a lot, making your work in the game easier but still leaving you with enough stuff to do. If you don't want to waste time waiting for the restockers to do their job, then the night shift mod is for you. Every night after you close the shop, the restockers will continue to work. That way, once the next in-game day starts, all the shelves in the store are already stocked, so you can just stock your storage and open the store. Are you tired of picking items to order and then right before you click purchase you realize it's already past 9 PM? That was quite annoying, so mod number 7 changes that. With Market always open, you will be able to order items whenever you want. Cashier Training Program is an amazing mod that fixes one of the major problems in the game so far, which is how slow the cashiers are, which leads to long queues forming in the store, with the end result of the in-game days lasting a lot longer than they should. First I saw another mod that just straight up increases their speed, but this one is more fun. After installing the mod, you have an extra tab on the PC that will show you what levels your cashiers are. Basically, with each item scanned, they get XP, which levels them up. This makes them work progressively faster. I think this is an amazing idea, and I hope the developer of Supermarket Simulator decides to implement something similar in the game. If you find the mods so far useful, feel free to drop the video a like and subscribe for my future PC gaming reviews and tips and tricks videos. This really helps with the algorithm. Mod number 5 fixes another big problem in the game, which is that the stalkers don't pick the box that has the least amount of items and never rotate the boxes, which often leads to a situation where a lot of the boxes you have for an item are half full or even worse. Restocker's Consolidator fixes that. After the restockers are done stocking out the shelves, they will go back and reorganize the storage. They will move items from box to box, and any box that is left empty is removed. They will also organize the boxes so that boxes with more items are always left at the front, so they're used last. The way this mod works visually is by the restockers walking up to the racks and staying in front of them for a few seconds while the boxes are consolidated and organized. This is such a simple mod, but it makes a big difference when stocking the storage. What Restocker Indicator does is mark the labels of all items in the storage for which there is a restocker currently stocking the shelves in the store. There is one bug I noticed with this one: sometimes the label will stay red for some time even though there are no restockers currently stocking that position. What's interesting is that this only happens to the big boxes. So let's say that you have 8 big boxes from a product and you see that 3 or more of them are red, then it's just bugged and you can freely place new boxes in those places. Feel free to share in the comments what's your favorite mod or cheat for Supermarket Simulator. It was pretty annoying to always have to run to the PC to do anything in the game. With this mode, the PC is always with you no matter where you go, and you can always open it by pressing tab, which combined with the final top 2 mods changed the game quite a lot. Mod number 2 is called Visible Scanner Extension for Portable Scanner, which adds a visible hand scanner that appears when using mod number 1. Portable Scanner combined with Computer Anywhere are pretty much game changers. The most annoying and tedious thing in Supermarket Simulator currently is ordering items. Even if you apply the filters, there is always a lot of scrolling until you reach the item you want. Not to mention the whole running back and forth between checking what you need and ordering from the PC if you still haven't unlocked the storage yet. With this mod, all you need to do is go to the product you need, which could be in the storage or in the store, then hover with your mouse and press a button, and the item is in your basket and ready for ordering. While using those 10 mods, I encountered one bug. Sometimes when you order items and go to pick them up from the sidewalk, the boxes appear inactive. When that happens, just save your game, go back to the main menu and then click continue. When you get back into the game, the boxes will work as usual. The bug is more likely to happen when you order lots of items. So what I usually do is order everything I need in the beginning of the day and then save and reload the game before opening the store. I'm not sure which of the mods is causing this. I removed Delivery Organizer, which made the most sense to be the reason, but the bug still happened after that. And since it's not something major, I reinstalled the mod and didn't bother to test this out further. But hey, if you know which of them is causing that, let me know in the comments.